the situation in Nepal has become worse by the day. In fact, the Gen Z protests which have started against the social media ban in Nepal finally led to some sort of nihilism, which in fact is against all forms of organized authority. Primarily because the student protesters, after a crackdown by the military, wherein nearly somewhere around 19 students have been killed, the student protesters, they started targeting the various institutions of the state, the various functionaries of the government. Of this, they have burned down the parliament building, they have attacked the Supreme Court, they have burned down media houses. Then along with that, they also attacked the prisons in Nepal and released nearly 4,500 criminals who are present in the prisons. Then over and above this, in fact, because of the excessive pressure put by the protesters, the Prime Minister 𝐾𝐨𝐵𝐧𝐥𝐵𝐺𝐸, he in fact resigned from his position of Prime Ministership, and also disturbing visuals from across Nepal have surfaced wherein some of the ministers who were in positions of power, they were being chased by the crowd and they were in fact being subjected to blows by the general public. So which is a very, very pathetic situation to which Nepal has fallen. And if we analyze what is the reason for this kind of a staggering decline of Nepal, Nepal has been a monarchy. It was a princely state during British India, and even after Indian independence also, it remained a princely state or being ruled by an absolute monarchy till 2005. And in 2005, there was Jan Andolan 2, which came with the promise of Naya Nepal and overthrow of the monarchy, and the monarchical rule, which continued for centuries, was overthrown in 2005. But there was a critical lapse, primarily because of lack of unity among the various political parties. The constitution making process of Nepal, it became long prolonged. And along with the prolonged constitution making process, there were also issues with respect to representation in the constitution, which made the constitution making process itself a decade-long process. And in the decade of the constitution making, the legitimacy of the constitution has been substantially undermined. And after the constitution is enacted too, the elected political leaders, rather than addressing the problems of backwardness in Nepal, which is designated right now as one of the least developed countries of the world, they were always focused on filling their own pockets. There were charges of corruption, nepotism, misgovernance. All possible problems of a third world underdeveloped country are present in Nepal. And finally, the generation Zoomers, what they've done is they came out in protest against initially the social media ban, but the protests slowly took over the cause of merit, and they are also against corruption, and they started targeting various ministries, their houses. They started, in fact, attacking the ministers, attacking the institutions of the state, and the movement has turned nihilistic. Right now, the military has taken control of Nepal, and there are multiple probable candidates who are being proposed, of whom the Balender Shah, who was the mayor of Kathmandu, he is one probable candidate, and many other such candidates are being proposed to take care of the interim government. But the political situation of Nepal has become very, very unstable, and what we can observe is South Asia is becoming increasingly an area of or an arc of instability. We have seen in Sri Lanka there were protests which led to the overthrow of the Rajapaksa government. In Bangladesh there was protests which led to the overthrow of Sheikh Hasina. Now in Nepal similar protests are happening. Pakistan has traditionally been unstable. Afghanistan is under Taliban control. So Bhutan has a kind of stable government system, and India has a thriving and functional democratic system. But definitely in South Asia, politics are taking the turn for the worse, and it is leading to such kind of problems. Thank you for your time. Good day.